Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 555. I'm one of your hosts, Kyle.
And I'm another one, Adriel.
And I'm another one, Random Dave.
Hey.
Is it Winchester 555? Is it
I was
that kind of
thinking
show?
like 555, like the Hollywood phone numbers.
555, 555.
Call-in show?
Too.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done a call-in show.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, we should
I
give
was going to
everybody the
say,
number for
it's been
CSIS.
longer than I've been on the show, so...
Canadian Firearms Center
then
phone
we
number.
definitely should do it.
We should call
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, we should do that
Anyone wants to
sometime.
call into the show, call in 1-800-731-4000, and you can join in with our chat.
Yeah. Well,
Or
why don't we
not.
get into what we did with guns while people are scrambling to figure out where that phone number actually takes them. And Dave, why don't you kick us off?
I have done the square root of nothing
Yeah.
this week, other than set up some matches, and set up for got an ORA intro Ontario Rifle Association intro day this weekend, and then got some plinking days on the 25th and 26th. So I've been mostly scheduling and answering emails and questions, and a lot of questions I answered already in the match sign up, but that's just the way it happens. So yeah, that's it. How about you, Kyle? Oh wait, Adriel. How about you, Adriel?
Okay, so I did a maple seed on Saturday at Chaz. Went well. Weather was good except for the smoke, which this is the time of the year that we have lots of that. So it's pretty smoky. And then I did a PAL course on Sunday. That was also really good. 2/3 female.
Nice.
2/3. Yeah.
Fabulous.
All sorts of ladies in there, which is good because I don't know if you've ever looked at like the PAL stats on how many are men versus female, but it is I think the word is sausage fest.
Yeah, it is
90% men, 10% female.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Even it out.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
the more
even it
women
out
we
one
can
class
get,
at a
the
time.
less the liberals can come after us.
And the last year we had the most number of people get their PAL in any year before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that. That's awesome. Yeah. And yet the funny thing is the government will say, and gun crime went up. See? Ha 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 ha.
Did. Yep.
I know they did. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correlation and
But,
causation, not the same thing.
Yeah. And then I took out my 300 blackout, this straight pull guy here, and shot it. And it was great. It ran really nicely. Everything went bang, fed really well. Just everything worked on it. So now I'm looking at this forend. So I'd cut this I had an even shorter fill on my AR. You don't like my little like gadgets on there?
Love
Or
it.
the key mod. You don't like the dick mod on
it's
there?
the key mod, yeah.
It's the key mod. Okay.
That's evil.
You guys will be happy to know I've got a couple of options. So I'm going to give you a couple of options. Okay.
Yeah.
What I like about this one is that it's already on there and it's very light, but not much to grab onto it. There's
Inertia is a thing. Yes.
not much. I have a Troy Alpha Rail that I could put on there.
Huh?
And regardless what I put on this thing, I'll have to cut it, right? So I could cut this one.
Do you have to cut it?
Well, I'm pretty sure you could get one that's the right length.
Can you just leave it?
Come on. What are you talking about? I already have this one. If not that one, I've also got this guy right here.
Ooh.
I also have an MRA handguard, but I'm not going to chop a $300 MRA handguard to fit this meme gun. This is a rail from China. This is about the right, fit. Very lightweight on this one.
Fresh.com.
Yeah. I would also need to chop it though.
Do you though? Why don't you just see how it works?
I don't actually. But if someone shoots this thing and they put their hand up here and then they fire it.
Well, you were talking about shooting in the winter. That's a good way to warm up your hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Put a big muzzle brake on it.
It's a good way to get your gloves
sticker in.
check for holes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, don't put it over the end. Yeah.
Okay, so I think this one, right?
Yeah.
Or the Troy Alpha Rail.
That one actually looks a bit like the MRA rail, doesn't it?
It looks like it, but
I
if
would
you
go for
feel
the
it in your
China
hand,
rail.
it doesn't feel.
Yeah, go China.
It's much lighter.
Does that actually match like M-Lock dimensions?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't really put accessories on my guns though, so I don't.
Except for on the short handguard.
That's
get-
because I had it and I thought it would look stupid, so I put it on there.
It does look stupid.
Otherwise, I would keep like the QD cup on here, but that's about it. And that's just so I can put a sling on. This guy has some QD cups already built into it, so
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't need to add anything on this one.
Probably get yourself like some nice wish.com or Temu night sights or lasers and stuff and throw that crap on there.
Laser.
Laser
I
beam.
think I need a laser. Yeah.
Can't go wrong with lasers.
Okay, so I think
Like
we're
3
hearing this
lasers
one.
on it.
I just need to figure out a place to, give her the old hacky boo on there,
Yeah.
and then maybe I'll
Even-
put it on the belt
even with-
sander to clean it
Even
up.
with the muzzle, or maybe the muzzle out just
Even?
a tiny bit. Maybe
I
put the
think I'm
muzzle
gonna-
out like a half
At
inch.
the start of the threads. At the start of the threads.
Yeah.
At the start of the threads, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. See, you got a perfect spot right there where you can have a nice, cool shape to that. And
Yeah. And then if you stuck like a big muzzle brake on it, that'd look seriously badass. Got a big one.
oh,
We're gonna mark it right.
Yeah, we're doing the
Marking it
precision
live.
marking with
There,
the
okay.
gunsmithing tools. The magic
Are we
Well,
marker.
then
cutting it
after
live?
No, I think Facebook will demonetize me for something like that.
But then if you're
Until,
like modifying rifle parts,
yeah, I'm pretty sure Facebook will send the ATF to Canada to shoot my dog and put me in jail.
they might
Yeah.
drag you back, extradite your ass
Extradite my ass in the
back to
in the
California.
night. Put the hood over my head. Yeah, they'll take me. Put me in a van. Take me down. Nice van,
Oh.
guys. I like it. It's better than the old one.
I'm Random Dave. I'm Adriel from Guantanamo Bay.
Let's see what else I do. Uploaded last week's show because Tony told me that I didn't. So yeah, I uploaded that. Thanks, Tony. This upcoming weekend, camping in the cold and the rain. Well, that's a risk of camping May long, right?
Yeah.
And I've got a private camp pal course I'll be doing while I'm out there as well. How about you, Kyle?
Well, it's been a couple weeks since I've been on, and I haven't actually gotten up to a whole lot. My Axel earbuds did come in. I haven't had a chance to try them out at the range, but so far, just playing around with them at the house. They don't seem too bad. They don't seem to stick too far out of the ear, and like they seem to lock in pretty good. And yeah, so yeah, soon I will get those out to the range and actually test them out.
How's the audio on them? What's it
Audio
sound like?
seems good. Yeah.
What's good? Is good like what do you got to compare against it?
Well, I mean, I got my corded axles. I have like these Sennheiser ones that I was using before for like working out and whatnot, and already I like these ones better because they don't stick out my ear near as much as these Sennheisers.
Mhm.
So, I mean, the Sennheisers had good audio, but yeah, they stuck out pretty far, and you couldn't use them for shooting. So,
Both bad things.
so yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that the axles work out because the corded ones, the cordless ones, were fine, but that cord gets annoying,
Yeah.
especially
keep,
if you're working out.
I keep seeing ads for those, and I am thinking of maybe picking up a pair for when I'm ROing, and I'm back from the guns anyway, hanging around.
Yeah.
Probably good.
They don't seem to have the battery, like reading the literature, they don't have the battery life that the other ones did. Like the GS 2.0 Extremes, I think, are what the corded ones were. It's saying if you're using Bluetooth and the audio enhancing, it's like 4 hours. But I think that's like if you're actively listening to music and you're amplifying everything and it's monitoring the sound. Not otherwise, it's like 6 or 8 hours if you're doing like solo stuff. So, but I'll figure that out and play around with it. Oh, what else? My barrel came back from Briley. So I had
Your backboard barrel.
Yep, my backboard or lengthened force cone barrel that I had left with Briley. And so I've had these rear sights kicking around for a while, but they put it on their CNC and actually installed the rear sight onto the barrel. And I got them to do the front sight as well. As their front sight, if you can see in the video, it's actually, they cut into the vent rib and it's almost dovetailed into the vent rib.
Nice.
And yeah, so you don't have to worry about your front sight twisting on you, and it's a nice big triangle.
Very cool.
And basically, yeah, at this point I have now switched to a 28-inch barrel because I just spent a bunch of money to get this barrel done up that is not really transferable to other barrels.
Very cool.
So yeah, and yeah, I looked, and you can, looking down the chamber, you can tell that they did lengthen the force cone. So I can't wait to actually get that out and see how it feels. And then Tony's saying long boy, and then you throw their 3-gun choke in there. Like, look how far that choke extends out of the barrel.
What's that, like 3 inches?
It's probably about 2.5, something like that. Yeah, two and a half.
No choke tool required. Just grab onto it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's slick.
Yeah. So I don't know if I actually showed these the other time, but pull that out and I'll grab a factory choke here.
Never understood why chokes were in the barrels and they didn't come out. It's such a pain in the ass, and I can never find my tool, and half the time the damn thing's rusted in.
Yeah. So there's the factory choke, and then there's their 3-gun choke.
Wow.
So supposed to create more consistent patterning, which once I get out to the range and get doing all my tests, we'll see just how much more accurate.
Interesting.
So there's that.
What did they charge you to do the barrel?
So I already had the rear sight, so that was basically like an $85-ish part. All that work was $100.
Oh, jeez.
So, or no, sorry, no, I'm wrong. Not $100. It actually cost me $300.
Oh, okay, never mind.
The machining on the rear sight was $100.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So because I already had the rear sight, the machining on the rear sight, the front sight, and then the longer force cone, yeah, that was $300. So the shotguns definitely I thought the shotgun was pretty much maxed out, but this year it's proving that no, there's still money that I can throw at that shotgun. Because I actually worked it out. It's basically getting like $1,500 worth of upgrades this year between everything I gotten with the handguard, the chokes, the sights, the new trigger guard and lifter. Well, I mean, you can take money away on the lifter because my new lifter is not near as much as the lifter I pulled out. And then the match trigger that I won at Texas, that now I gotta pull my trigger guard out and send that to them so that they can make sure that's in and all tuned up. But I was supposed to have He-Man Nationals this coming weekend, but I had to cancel that because, well, baseball. Apparently there is a baseball tournament on Friday and Saturday. So, fortunately with this match, my kids' baseball took precedent. And, yeah. So. And then finally working on the jerseys, finally got word. He actually moved from Dallas to Austin. Got an email that it's all set up again, so hopefully soon I'll have my new jerseys in. But also, me and Brent and Hammer Armament, we're working together and come up with a custom Kydex pattern for some new holsters and mag pouches. So went through that, and that Kydex is printed, and soon I should have my new holsters and mag pouches with the new custom pattern. So
cool.
So yeah, not a lot on the range, but some stuff happening. But yeah, that is it for me. So we'll get into upcoming events. And first off, for 3-gun matches over the next month, we have for basically June, we got June 1st is Chaz 3-gun. June 7th is the Canadian Multi-Gun Series out at Guelph Rod and Gun Club. June 9th is CDTSA 3-gun at Milo in Alberta. June 15th is the Sherwood Park Fish and Game multi-gun team match. So I think, yeah, that's a Father's Day match or something, isn't it? And then June 22nd, Mighty Peace 3-gun at in Peace River. So pretty much all of those except for Mighty Peace 3-gun will be on practice score, I think. Is Sherwood Park on practice score?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, all of those except for Mighty Peace 3-gun is on practice score. And yeah, so that'll take you through June for multi-gun events. Any notable Maple Seeds coming up, Adriel?
There are multiple Maple Seeds up on mapleseedrifleman.com/events. Many of them are selling out. We are opening some in southern Ontario, which that's like Toronto area, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
BC Lone Butte, that one's open. AMA in Nova Scotia, that one's going to open soon. It might be sold out to members by the time it does. Peace River and Kananaskis will be June 8th. And I believe both those still have spots. So if you're in the Kananaskis area, there's spots there. And if you're in the Peace River Grand Prairie, Northwest Alberta area, I'm going to be out there soon.
Nice.
June 1st says National Range Day. So if you're not going to go shoot Chaz, check with your local range, see what they're doing for National Range Day, or find a range close to you doing something for that.
If you're a member of a range, go volunteer to help out that day. I can't, unfortunately, because I'm booked to RO somewhere. But yeah, range day is a blast. So much fun getting new people out and watching people shoot for the first time. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Promote the sports, get more people. One of us.
Yeah. Ontario Rifle Association is doing some short practice days at Borden, and that's on practice score, and that is this coming weekend or next weekend?
Next weekend, 25th, 26th. So we got a 25 or a 15 to 100 yard practice, which is what I run on the Saturday. And then we're doing a 500 yard practice day on the Sunday, 200 to 500. There's also a sporting rifle match, which is a lot of fun. It's just a for fun shoot. Our friend The Problem, Chris, runs those ones. That's on the 19th. And yeah, check OntarioRifleAssociation.ca.
Cool. And Mike's confirming range day is great, and every range always needs volunteers.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it for the upcoming events. Get on to the news. And these are a couple I saw over the last couple weeks I haven't heard mentioned. But has to do with ranges. The BC CFO claimed a range. Dawson Creek Sportsman Club has been shut down. I guess they failed their inspection. They weren't happy with the berms. It's funny because that is a really nice range. So yeah, I guess they're getting together doing they're going to have to do a bunch of work, ground baffles or something, to be able to reopen that range for firearms.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Well, especially like they just put a pile of money into that range. Like they built a whole indoor range facility. Like they just put,
oh wow.
Like they put over, I think the number was over $1 million worth of upgrades at that range.
Wow.
And now basically they can do archery.
Ouch.
Yeah. So, knowing the president out there, now I'm sure they will end up getting reopened. But I mean, BC CFO has not been making things easy over the last number of years. But with that, another news article from BC where a range that has been closed is actually got their property back and reopening. The Endako Rod and Gun Club, they reacquired their range property and facilities, and they're looking to reopen.
Nice.
And yeah, so I guess like COVID 2019 time, it says that yeah, the land was ceased. I can't read that word. Here, I'll actually share my screen and pull that up as soon as I figure out what my computer is doing. But
Endako.
Yeah. Window. share this. So, yeah, and it was cheated in 2019, and yeah, they started the process. They restored the society in 2002, and last year they re-elected executive, and basically, yeah, they just got word that they got their property back, and they're able to continue what they were doing.
That's fabulous.
So,
Which was not contested by the provincial government. The land was just cheated. So, how did they lose the land? The club fell dormant, and it looks like the province took it back over.
yeah. Yeah, that was my understanding when I looked into it, was that it just basically kind of collapsed. Yeah, 5 years after the club fell dormant. So yeah.
Good on them. Way to go, guys.
So yeah, I wanted to share that because we always hear about clubs shutting down and having struggles, and so it's good to hear about clubs reopening. So and that's all I had found for the news. You guys see anything noteworthy?
Not really.
No?
No.
Tony's asking, how does a club fall dormant? Basically, like Mike was saying, without the volunteers, and you just run out of people willing to run it, or I mean that's a one way for it too. Is if it's the same people running it forever and you don't have volunteers, chances are any club's going to fall dormant because people get tired.
Yeah, people burn out, people die, people move away.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the case here, but it would make sense that something similar to that.
There was a note there in the article that a local mine shut down. So if a mine shut down, that was probably what ran the town.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit them. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to new gun stuff. New gun stuff is brought to you by Bullseye North. You need a new boomstick? Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstore and a proud supporter of the CCFR, with a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. They have free shipping over $250. Some exclusions do apply, and they also have $17 flat rate shipping for orders below $250. You can subscribe to their new weekly newsletter, and you can get access to the hottest deals.
All right, let me share my screen here. That one? No, that one. There we go. They got 10% off M Carbo right now. So they've got upgrade kits for Kel-Tec, Ruger, Savage, Mossberg, and a bunch of other stuff. Ruger PC carbine upgrades, rifle, trigger packs, all that kind of stuff. And like a whole bunch of stuff for the sub 2000. If you are looking at some goodies to put onto there. This next one is one that listener Jason sent over. I wasn't aware that this gun had come out. The Winchester Ranger 22 LR. Did you guys see this thing yet?
No.
So you know the Henry's out there, right? This is not the Henry. This is made in Turkey. And it is a 15-round tube, lever action 22 for pretty cheap as far as levers go, $570.
Okay.
But that's brand new, right? Not sale price or anything like that. Canada's Gun Store has that right now. Decent. Cabela's had a bunch of GSG magazines on sale. So they had the GSG 16 twin pack 22 LR mags on for $56. That's for 2 mags. They have the 110 round drum mag on for $96.
Nice.
And they had the 1911 22 mags on for $36.
I may have to grab a few of those 22 LR mags for the pistol.
This one, do you have a GSG?
I do. Yeah,
I got one of those too.
2 or 3 mags.
I got 6, so I don't think I need any more. But yeah, you can't have enough.
Can't have too many mags.
Yeah, they've also got the Vortex Spitfire Prism. They're 3X on for $350 if you're looking for something to stick on like a close range hunting rifle or whatever.
150 off. Nice.
Yeah. Tenda's got a new clean rinse. I think it's supposed to be clearance corner on, where they've got some stuff that they're blowing out. You definitely need to use the in stock on there because most of it's out of stock, but looks like they've got EOTech sights and a bunch of like little odds and ends. CO2 dry fire trainer, the bore snake cleaner. If you're buying something from them anyways, get their 22 caliber bore snake cleaner for $5. Grab one of those.
$700 for the EOTech?
Yeah.
Down from 1,000, I think. That was that thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Out of stock now.
The XPS2.
Nice.
Yep. So there's those. They also have some other weird stuff. They have their, they just put, this is out of stock right now, but they put a video up of it. It's the Actaz UBS 12. It's the underbarrel shotgun. It comes with a stock, or you put it under, like you just put this whole thing underneath your other gun.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Should get one and throw it under my Tavor.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
This is pretty neat as well. So they've got some 223 on sale, 500 rounds for $350. So that's $700 per 1,000. It's from STV Scorpio, which I think is Czech or Serbian or something like that. 3248. That looks like 193 specs on it. XM 193, right? If it's that speed. Anywho, they got some of that. And then Solely Outdoors has Chinese SKSs on for $489 with free shipping. So if you want an SKS, well, they've got those.
Okay.
That's the best price I've seen an SKS anywhere for a
Mhm.
while. By
Yeah,
like
free
not
shipping.
much, by like $20, but
Oh, okay.
still the
Free
cheapest.
shipping.
Yep. It's all stuff I found.
Okay. I haven't really seen a whole lot. Mike was saying clubs wouldn't be in danger of shutting down if so many weren't tied to fishing game clubs as opposed to just being a gun club. I tend to agree with that. Fishing game clubs have a tendency to kill ranges.
Well, they have other priorities, right? They get distracted by other stuff, by like the conservation or the other wild stuff, and then they neglect their range, which could be like a real driver for membership and revenue for a lot of those clubs if they used it correctly.
Well, and then the fishing game tends to, as a general rule, put rules in place at the club that no other sports in the shooting sport other than like trap can actually thrive there. They restrict them quite a lot, won't put money into places as a general rule.
I know a local one that was like that. They're primarily game and fishing, but they have a handgun range and rifle ranges and shotgun ranges, but it's the shotgun stuff that they put the effort into. And
you need events too. You need events to really make people get use of it. That's actually one funny thing. I put up a video on like Edmonton's best like ranges, the ranges around Edmonton. There's lots of ranges around Edmonton. I only talked about a couple of them. Some people are like, "Oh, you forgot about this range or that range." But a lot of those ranges those guys were talking about, either they have like super low membership caps, like some of the ones around here have, like you'll never get in. And then some of the other ones, it's like 4 or 5 spots you can fire from, and that's the whole range. Yeah. And yes, they have a long range and they have a short range, and technically you can shoot pistol, but it's very, very small. And I think like sending a new shooter to one of those places, like they might like it, but then they'll also not be exposed to anything other than what they do at the range. Yeah, they won't see like, oh, there's these guys doing this ORPS, or there's guys who are practicing for IPSC or something like that. So like that's the better place to send a new shooter, is a place that's doing that kind of stuff, so that when they get bored of shooting their handgun from at like 20 yards or whatever into a piece of paper, they can say, oh, what else can I do with this? Oh, it looks like the range has like Thursday night fun shoots or a club that does like fun shoots at night or something like that. And then they can join that. And actually, there's a lot more to this that I wasn't aware of, right?
Yeah. Sitting at a bench shooting eventually gets boring. Actually, very quickly gets boring to me.
Yeah.
I zero my rifle and I'm done.
Yeah, that's all I do. I like test, like I use a range for testing this thing, is just to test does it run? Yes, it runs. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's when you get into action shooting or just different types of shooting sports, no matter what it is, that's when you actually get hooked on it. That's the exciting thing to me.
Yeah.
we don't really have a main topic for tonight, but
We have main topics for every other night.
Yes,
For 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, so we got some applicants coming on, and we have some good episodes coming up.
The
We
rest
get
of this
into
evening, we're just going to stare at each other awkwardly for an hour. So stay tuned.
awkward silence.
You guys can watch me take a grinder to this Chinese forehand here. Should I make it like cone in so it's got like you see that pattern there?
I would match the profile of that. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna cut right there and then cut it at an angle so it's like kind of poking a little bit, right?
Yeah, that look cool.
Yeah. We'll see what quality my belt sander turns in for that job.
Well, you got the Dremel.
No promises.
That'd take so long. No,
I'm gonna hacksaw this thing, and then I'm gonna use the.
You're gonna hacksaw it when you got a Dremel. You just put a cutting wheel on there and zip.
It takes a long
No,
time.
that's for the primary cut hacksaw, and then I'm gonna use my belt sander for the rest. Down, done.
Like 10 grit on that thing.
180. I have a whole bunch of belts I got from Amazon for real cheap, but you can on a 180, it'll eat. Put the aluminum on there.
Right?
Oh, I should put it
down. I think you should use the angle grinder to hacker.
Do I paint it white after I'm done?
Well, I thought that was a given.
I think I have to. I got to get my rattle can out. Maybe I'll do my receiver at the same time.
Yeah, because you were saying you have to do the receiver, everything too.
Nice.
So. Do I take the parts off and then paint it, or do I just paint it like a fucking redneck? Oh man, this safety is really hard. Yeah, you got to grind the paint out of there.
Yeah,
work it a few times.
Nah, just paint her. Throw some painter's tape over the glass and paint her up.
Yeah.
He's saying no chopping. Too bad, Tony.
Yeah.
Just getting chopped.
Chop. Yeah.
I mean, it does fit on there. I could just stick it on.
Yeah.
Like that.
You only have a few inches hanging over the end of the barrel.
Put your little red hand stop just back, so you know where the end of the barrel is.
Yeah. What's wrong with the short hand guard? That's a little bit too short.
You gotta get the hand guard right up to the end of the muzzle.
Well,
I don't like when the barrel sticks way far out of the hand guard.
Yeah, I'll get it so that just the muzzle device will be past the end of this thing.
What kind of muzzle device you putting on
it? None. Because I want to hunt. I want to hunt with this thing. I'm gonna shoot a deer with this thing.
You can't shoot a deer with a muzzle brake.
Not with your Pro one. Oh, recoil on it was nice. It was nice and light. It was still like thumpy, and the blast wasn't bad either. From a 10.5-inch barrel, the blast was not that bad. I'm using Lil Gun powder, which burns pretty quick, and I didn't have any problems with really loud report or anything like that. So I think it's gonna be fine for hunting.
Nice. It'll be fun. Be fun with a can on it, actually, in subsonics.
Yeah, it would be.
But, well, Canada.
I'm not going to run subsonics. You can't make enough power. Like you're like way below 1,000 foot-pounds to do that.
Oh, I'm not talking for shooting deer, but just for fun. If we could leave
all I look at it in terms of,
it'd be fun.
Wouldn't you want to use a suppressor on a deer though? A suppressor with subsonic bullets would be fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, with a straight pull. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome, actually, with a straight pull.
Mom laid down. I guess I'll lay down. What are we doing here?
Don't leave orphans, Adriel. Be humane.
And with that, let's get into listener feedback. And we do have an email here from Tony. And Dave, you want to take this one on?
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Slamfire Radio. A late happy Mother's Day for all the mothers listening. In preparation for my Black Badge course in the upcoming weekend, I went to the range with another buddy of mine who has a P80. Listeners may recall me having a lot of issues with P80 I borrowed from Foothills firearms training, Glock mags not locking in, and failure to extract at 10+1. Surprise, surprise, the second P80 did the exact same thing on PMags, failure to extract at 10+1. Although this time the mags are pinned, not the native 10 rounders, but it runs well with the P80 branded magazines, and since this P80 is equipped with an aftermarket mag catch, it retains the Glock mags just fine. Both P80 and Glock magazines are native 10 rounders, but are more like 10.5, which helps a lot. Hope this troubleshooting experience would help somebody out there with a P80 pistol. I guess the moral of the story would be if you're getting into competitive shooting, always function check your guns at max capacity with the extra one in the chamber. I, on the other hand, will be shooting a Beretta APX A1, which has functioned well enough in my hands, averaging 1 stovepipe per match. That's not great, bud. That's not great. You shouldn't be getting those. Back to the grip angle discussion from a few weeks ago. I found for me, pistols with a curve in the backstrap would usually present high for me. I can probably train to present, push the pistol down, but considering I don't have my own pistol at the moment and my future primary choices would be the two World Wars 1911, I will push the training to future me. After Black Badge, I will probably hang the pistols up for a while and go back to shooting more PCC.
Interesting.
Stovepipe's bad.
Yeah. It's
One
not
per match, very bad.
not ideal.
Not ideal.
One in a blue moon, maybe. I mean, they happen sometimes, but one per match. That's not no bueno.
One per match, one per stage.
Either or.
Also bad. Even worse, not better.
Selection not being great. I guess either mags run or mags don't run or run 50% of the time versus one stovepipe per match. Yeah, okay, I'd take one stovepipe per match, but
he says he doesn't have his own pistol at the moment, so maybe make friends that have better handguns.
Well, he does, but like you're limited to what your friends will loan you, right?
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, make better friends.
Yeah. Mike's saying if you want pistol practice, buy an airsoft clone. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that works.
So that's it for YouTube, or not YouTube, sorry. That's it for emails. Now we'll get on to YouTube, which the two comments here are from Tony. So his comments: to clarify, before I saw Lee Taylor's good name at the IPSC rifle PCC match, the draws are random, but the people drawn would have an assigned prize instead of picking what's available on the table. Definitely makes it go quicker. And
yes.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, we picked this prize and now we're drawing for it. So
I find one thing that makes prizes go a lot faster. I've been at some events where they're like, here's a hat, and then they draw for the hat. Is anybody here? Just throw the hat in the crowd. Just throw things like hats, anything that's soft, hats, bricks, boxes of ammo, huck that stuff into the crowd and then draw for the big prizes.
Yeah. See, I'm mixed because I did hear the discussion last week, and I mean, way we used to do it was random and walk the table.
Mm-hmm.
But then like a lot of matches, like a lot of big matches down here where it's order of finish, and I don't know, I am in between because I would prefer to pick my prize off the table, whether it's order of finish or random draw, instead of, hey, we're drawing for this, because reasons, I have
because you win sometimes.
Well, yeah, because you win sometimes, or like you were saying, Adriel, sometimes you don't necessarily want the most valuable thing on the table. You have your eyes on something else on that table.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, true, or stuff you don't need. Like, do you really need a third optic for your pistol?
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, before I was with Korth Group and Loophole, so I mean, I wasn't going to pull a Vortex optic off the table. I would save that for someone who would run one of those or could run one of those, right? As an example.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That being said, I am not opposed to people. I'm just catching it up to the discussion last week, but I'm not opposed to people, like, especially if it's a, hey, this is your prize or order finish, people selling it. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, I don't typically do that, but I mean, I get it. I mean, I think in the end, as long as it ends up in someone's hands who is going to use it.
Yeah. I think the thing that some sponsors get pretty upset about that. I've seen people post stuff online, please don't sell stuff the next day on,
Yeah.
on marketplace and stuff like
Yeah.
that, because sponsors do sometimes get
Yeah.
upset. The only big thing I ever wanted to match, I was at a CQB match, and Colt Canada sponsored it. So I won a Colt Canada hat, and I won I think it was $500 cash from Colt Canada, which I promptly used to buy a Colt Canada.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I think Mike's pretty much summed up what I was saying. Random draw, walk the table. Also, don't take stuff just to sell it. Like, yeah, like that. If you're gonna take something off the table just to turn around and sell it, I don't necessarily like that. Someone at the match probably is really looking forward to getting that piece. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Tony's other comment here: black and white two-tone is okay. Tritones has to be very specific. For example, USA tricolor.
I don't know what that's in reference to. I forget what we talked about on the show every time we do a new show.
Ray is wondering if you dropped your contact lenses, Adriel.
What did the hunting? Oh, I'm getting ready to paint. Yeah. I have a short attention span, and my attention span is on, I want to paint this thing white. I don't want to paint this thing white. And
So
chop that forend and paint it white.
So it's happening right now, as we speak.
As we speak live.
Yep.
Can't see this unless you are actually watching the show live, people. You people listening afterwards, you are missing out.
Well, they won't miss on me painting it because I'm not going to paint
it. Oh, no, if we keep you on air long enough, we'll see you get to watch you paint.
Yeah, you'll be in there with your grinder. You'll have the power tools going. There'll be sparks everywhere. They have a welding helmet on. Great.
A little bit for the gun, a little bit for me.
Kelly says, selling for a profit, dishonor on you, dishonor on your crew.
The winter, yes, the white is winter camo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, what is that? Rogue Spear, Rainbow Six Rogue Spear. They had that white M14. One of my favorite guns from the game.
Yep, that's the gun I ran
some
all
reason,
the time, actually. I ran that all
still
the time.
Like white guns. I like white guns.
What you learn in your childhood.
Yeah. Do we have a list of what people bought from Cabela's or Brownells?
I just got that thing reinstated recently here, so
yeah.
No, I don't.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank our supporters on Patreon and Player and everywhere, really. You can still support us on those platforms. And yeah, you can join our Discord server. There's stuff happening over there. Kind of sporadic. And yeah, if you want to send us an email, do so. Send us an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. And we are in the hunt for another host or two. So send, if you're interested, you think you got the chops to do it. Honestly, doesn't take much, but
nice upsell, Kyle. Nice upsell, Kyle. Really, anyone will do. I mean, just we're looking at homeless people wandering by the studio.
I'm saying is it's not that hard to do. I'm not saying our standards are that low. Well,
no.
that too.
Yeah. But
we're gonna have to do a more professional spot with like some big voice movie guy. Do you think what you have?
Oh, I don't have my buttons set up, or I don't know what buttons are set up for what, because I could play around. I have
make the big voice.
You got your mixer board there.
Yeah, I got it here. There's a little bit of something there. Okay.
Say monster trucks.
This Sunday.
Yes. All right.
I gotta play around. And I'll get that set up. I'll get that set up better with actually what is on what button.
Cool. Kelly says that Kid Family Auction Central Ontario has a bunch of reloading supplies if anybody wants to get into it. And Mike says it's easier than most people think. It's true. When you actually get on mic and you just start talking, it's fine.
It's like talking to a bunch of guys that you like to hang out with.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you get to talk about guns. I mean, and nobody looks at you weird, like, that family reunion where you were getting muzzled the whole time by your spouse. Doesn't happen here.
I think that's a warning sign.
Yeah. Where are we? So yeah, if
Taping
you
off
want
receivers, paint.
to join this, then send us a bio and a topic that you would like to lead host a show on, and send it to our email. Shout outs. You got any shout outs?
Yeah, my friends Kelly and Scott that are listening to the show right now. Hey, thanks for listening. You guys rock.
Cool. Adriel?
Oh, the AK-50 video is out. Go watch that. Brendan Herrera's got it.
Ah.
Cool. I want to thank Krylon as well there, Adriel.
Who?
Krylon?
Krylon? You guys think I'm some sort of fancy guy.
No, you're probably Rust-Oleum or DuPont.
You're probably Rust-Oleum, yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be some random... It's probably going to be Target paint.
Nice.
Slamfire Hawaiian shirts.
Yes. Yes, we got to talk about that after, because I have some solutions for merch and stuff.
All right, good.
Cool.
Yeah, the Maple Seed went well, Ray. Yeah, weather was good other than the smoke, and yeah, everyone had a good time.
Awesome. I don't have any shout outs for this week. So I guess before this gets more derailed than it already is, we'll sign off. So go join our Discord server, watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Player. Join the CCFR, and we will see everyone next week.
Good night, Kelly.
Bye.
Later.